How to leave up. Hmm. My bad habits too late at night. The banquet was fine. Okay, I didn't enjoy myself because I'm a what? I'm a sucker for society. I showed a few clips. You are not here. A few clips that are going on the what? On the video, yeah. On the compiled video. But my network is not nice. Hi Jordan, welcome. Oh guys, subscribe. Did you meet a lawyer man? No chance. No chance. I was not talking to people. Like I only talked to some girl. I only talked to the girl that I share class with, and then some other girl that I went to school with in high school. Met her there. Hi Rob, welcome guys. When you here, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I showed some clips of it in the last. Hopefully there is no volume. This is for Mike. I already showed who. I don't play Roadblock. We don't have Roblox. We don't have it here. Yeah, I'm close to 1K, but it's like taking forever. Let me see it. That was my dress. I was feeling like a princess. Thank you. I'm feeling sweet. But yeah, I already compiled the video. I'm just waiting for the guy who said he would send me a photo. To send me a photo, but I texted him late because I was not feeling well by the time I left school. Just came in and went to sleep. Hi, Alex. So yeah, I explained this already in the last live. That was for the 360. So yeah, it went great. It was great. Like all this is content from the dinner. Those are photos of me seated. I don't know if I should be showing people's videos, but if I was at the banquet, I would have talked to you. Trust me, I'm not the most social person. I'm not social. Do you want what? $1,000 for what? How am I going to get the $1,000 if I have not earned them? I was telling someone how much I want for my first job here in Uganda. And then they told me translate that in dollars. And then I checked and I was like disappointed in myself because I had, but also because you have to understand how economy. Like by the time I translated the money, because I wanted 5 million, I was saying for me to start a job, I want to earn 5 million. And then he was like, translate it into dollars. And then it was $1,300. So disappointed. But yeah, that's our economy. So you have to bear. So Rob, you want to give me $1,000? Not your Mike. It went great. That was my meal. Tasty. It was not like the best meal I've tasted, but yeah. Ugh, the network is not off here. Talk about petty. Talk about being petty. Like I wasn't actually coming back on the live because the network had messed up, and I was like, "No, I'm going to sleep. I'm done trying with the network." Now it's messy again, and I'm just feeling like I can't do this. Like, behave, behave. Let me check. Yeah, because you're always busy. I'm responding to a message. Let me first respond to this message. When do you get back to school? I'm back to school already. I'm back to school today. I went to school. I got a migraine, but I couldn't come back home because I had to attend the class since like last month I had a migraine too, and I came back home and I didn't attend that class. So I had to come back today and I had to stay there so that I can attend that class. Yeah, but it's almost coming to an end. By the end of April, I'll be done with the semester. And then I go for my long holiday, which is 4 months. So that means someone can offer to take me on vacation, maybe to Greece. I know. Oh God, I hate them. And I'm wearing my glasses full time, so I don't understand why that's so terrible this time around. Like that's the second week in a row. But yeah, guys, if I go for my long holiday, someone should offer to take me on vacation. I'm not asking for too much. Just a trip around here in East Africa. Where will you go on vacation if I can afford it? If I could afford vacation, me personally, I would go to Greece. I love Greece. I've thought about Greece since 2014. I've always wanted to go there. Should wash this bed cover, this duvet cover when I do laundry. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, that's where I want to go. But in East Africa, Tanzania, I haven't been to Tanzania. That's the only country I think I've been to, Rwanda and Kenya. You live in I live in East Africa. East Africa. Next to Kenya, neighboring Kenya, Tanzania, Sudan up, DRC Congo, the other side, then Rwanda. DRC, Rwanda. We have Tanzania, Kenya, Sudan, South Sudan. Literally all the countries on this side like this. I live in here. How does it open maps? I didn't know that this phone when you draw even this one can do the same. It has not responded now. It doesn't want to show the internet that it can do those things. Africa is so big, but yeah, it is so big. Like I think about my country, how big it is. And then it refuses when I turn it that side. Then it does when I do it from this side. Let's try it. Finally accepted. I'm not showing you my PIN number though. Someone might try to steal my, and then that is problematic. I want to move there, but I don't know why. Safe. I don't know. Safety is about yourself when you live in a certain place. You just know when to walk, come back home, when not to come back home, or when to get an Uber when it's so late. Like usually, if I go, okay, back in the day when I used to go to the club a lot, and I would come back like at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 p.m., 5 a.m. I would get a motorcycle and it would bring me up to the outside the gate, and then I'll pay him. So I would pay him extra than more than what I usually pay for a brother to get me home, so that he doesn't feel like he needs to rob from me. Let me tell you guys something that I understood. You know, we use a lot of motorcycles here, the border borders. And I thought on 31st I went for prayers at church, the church I go to, and I left church at around 4. Yeah, there is police. Just don't think about calling 911. You'll never get anyone. Probably by the time it will come, you'll be dead and buried and rotting for a month. And I was thinking, these guys are not even obligated to bring you home. There are a lot of there is these stories that have been going around of girls going to clubs and then being picked up by guys who end up making rituals on them, who do rituals for money. So this person was actually doing a video on TikTok, and they're recording. They're making a video in the club, and they're like, me looking around Bandari Rise. There is a place called Bandari Rise in Kampala. Bandari Rise bars, to see if I will see the ritualist men. And I was like, oh god, these guys are so fun. It's like they make jokes out of them, and then people have have stories about the things. Like I was telling my mom that there was this girl that was sexually, yeah, abused. And what happened? She was coming from the club, some club up there, it's some famous club there. So she decides to hitchhike. I don't know if it's the best option, this description, but she went to the club and she only had, let's say, £2. So she went to the club and then she drank all her money. And by the time people started buying her alcohol, it was too late. She had used all her money. So she knows she doesn't have money. So she just goes on the roadside and stands there. And then this car comes, and it's a Harrier, Toyota Harrier. So it comes and it stops. And then the guy tells her, where are you going? And then she says, oh, I'm going this side, someplace called Nansa Nights outside. And then, did I say the bar is near my place? That was a joke. The bar is very far up there. I try and retract statements because I know the position it puts me in. But anyways, it's been said, it's been said. So the guy drives her. He's like, oh, I'm going to the same direction. Come in, come in. So he drives her. They drive. They're having conversation. And as they're nearing to her place, the guy stops talking. He's just quiet. He's not saying anything. So he drives, and they get to her place. And by this time, Mandem has locked the car doors. The mirror is up because it's late in the night, obviously, because they can't stone you. Yeah, me, I don't take free rides even during the and he drives past where she's supposed to go. And he goes like to another town. And then he stops in a dark place, pulls her out of the car. Mm-mm-mm. Her. It says her. And puts her back in the car, drives her back where she was. And then he tells her, I'm a good one. He's like, you see where we stopped? In fact, before they get back in the car, he's like, he gives her like approximate measures of how far they are from where they usually murder the girls from. He's like, do you see the next place there? That's where we usually the women. And he tells her, get back in the car. He drives her back to where she was, throws her 10,000, which is like £2 still. And he tells her, you've survived. Next time, don't get in someone's car that you don't know. And he drives off. Yeah, it was sad. It was so sad. But also, you have to realize something like me. I reached a point where if I didn't have 100,000 shillings in my bag, I was not going outside. And trust me, I was not going to use all that money. But it's like disaster preparedness, and that's little money. But I never allow someone to buy me a drink in the club if I don't know you. If I didn't come with you, I'm not leaving with you. If I didn't come with you, I'm not putting myself in a position where you everything that I'm relying on. Yeah. Well, the time, the time within that, the time within what that situation happened to her, there had been a lot of murders going around. There was this clique that had been murdering women on Entebbe Road. So Entebbe Road is like the route to our airport, and it's like a busy road. So they would wake up very early in the morning, like 6 a.m., and they would target the girls that are going to work. You sit in a taxi because you think, oh, they are collecting passengers, and then they you find like two guys, one guy in the back, the conductor of the car, and then the driver. And then when you sit, the man who is at the other side comes and he grabs you on the neck, and then they kill you. So they had killed a lot of women. So by the time that was happening, it was true. It made between my mom is like probably he just wanted to scare her, but also I don't know. We put ourselves in a lot of risky situations as women when you think about it. But for me, I don't accept favors in the bar. Even when a man comes and he offers and he's genuinely offering, I don't take it. Even if I'm with my friend and she takes the offer, I will leave the table because I'm not into that. I'll leave the table, find another table, let her drink her alcohol alone so that the man knows you only bought one person your alcohol. If it gets to time for leaving and you want to do BS with me, I will make sure you get the time of your life. You'll not forget me if that happens. So I don't take people's money in the club. I don't drink people's drinks. My drink has been spiked in the bar before. Yeah, my drink was spiked before because I know this is crazy, but I told my friend I'm going to the toilet. I'm like, get my drink for me, my girlfriend. And she doesn't drink. So I come back and I ask her, have you been here the whole time? She's like, yeah, I've been here. She didn't even focus on the drink and she started dancing her life away, and she danced facing another side, and then these guys came and slipped something in my drink. And how do I realize? I take Smirnoff, which is not like so bad if I'm usually taking one bottle, because I usually take two bottles. That's the maximum. So this is my first bottle and I'm taking it and I'm feeling already high. And I'm like, this is too early for me to even be starting to feel like this. And then, you know how that gut instinct still you to look around? And I start looking around, and then these guys who are at the counter are watching us. And they are watching very critically, and I keep looking back because at this point I have stopped taking this drink, but I am holding it. And every time I look like I'm going to drink, they are looking at me. I'm like, huh. I left this drink here. I don't think this girl stayed here, but she's saying yes because she has to say yes, of course, otherwise I'll be pissed. So I went and I dumped the drink. And they looked so disappointed. And I didn't go back to the because there were different bars like you could go to, like the same place, but different, I don't know, counters that you can go to. So I went to the second counter the next time. And this time around, I didn't leave my drink again with my friend. But yeah, that happened. And it was my first drink, and I'm like, I cannot get high on my first drink. Like, I'm not a drunkard, but I don't get drunk on the first drink. I can get happy and all that and become more confident, the pseudo confidence. But yeah, I try to be careful. I don't take rides from people. I don't take drinks from people. I don't want to leave my drink like there unattended unless I'm with someone. Like maybe I've gone with my boyfriend, then that would be nice because then I let him keep my drink. That one, even though something happens, I really don't care because they're like my partner. So, oh, that is sad. That is so sad. I know. It's like when you lose who you are and you don't understand who you are anymore. It's like the worst thing. That is why for me I'm very cautious when it comes to drinking alcohol. Like I realize that the moment I go beyond two, I'm not the same, so I don't go beyond two. Like I'm not drunk, but I'm like so crazy. Like usually even one bottle makes me excited and I'm just like all over the place. My vibe is all over the place. I'm just having the time of my life. So yeah, but I have taken so long. I think since Christmas when I went with my mom, so long without going having a drink. Gunshots. They don't allow guns here in the bar. You're not allowed to enter with a gun unless you're what, a security operative. But you're not allowed to enter with a gun in our bars here. You're not even allowed to own a gun unless you have a license. And our licenses are very expensive. Let me try to dress up very properly so that in case anything happens, we are prepared. But yeah, they don't allow gun. Like even when you hear gunshots here, they're not going to be by an ordinary Ugandan. I don't understand America. Trust me, I'll never understand. I have refused to understand deliberately. I feel like there is too many guns there, too many guns, and I fear guns. Like I remember during COVID, because of the quarantine, one was allowed to go to certain places. Like you could not walk to certain places. You could not walk to certain places. Mm. So yeah, in COVID time, like there was a lot of people holding guns on the streets, and I was so uncomfortable. Even during political rallies and all that, there is a lot of guns. So me during the election season, I'm in my house. I'm not going anywhere. because there is reinforced military activity in the country, so I don't go anywhere. I try to avoid places that will get me in trouble because when you're in downtown, especially, they have tendencies of having strikes and trying to cause chaos there, and it's like, whew, you don't want to be caught up in that. I remember when I was doing my internship for my diploma, I was at court. This one time, one of the presidential candidates had come in town. They fired gunshots. Tear gas was all over the place, and they were near the court, which is near a police station. So it was like we were caught up in the middle. My dear, guess who fainted first? Me. I fainted. Like when I had gunshots and they were going off at the same time. I was like, that's my first time to faint. I fainted. So guys came to carry me because people were rushing into the court. And me, I was seated outside and I had fainted. So these guys came to carry me. As they came to carry me, I think they had just released a tear gas canister into the air. Oh my god. Just imagine when you've already fainted and then tear gas wakes you up as I am still there, unconscious. I just realized my eyes are stinging. I woke up and the first thing I touched were my eyes. It was so funny. Like even the guys that were trying to carry me had to first run back and then come back because the tear gas is so, oh god, it's so bad on the eyes. You don't want it. You don't want to be caught up in that situation. Like I have been watching it on TV. Oh god, yes, it was so terrible. The sensation was so bad. It was so. I just don't know. I went home shortly after that. And then I think another thing that traumatized me, I know, and I'm not a light person, so I know I look small, but trust me, I'm not light. So these guys were even overwhelmed. They were not like trying to carry me; they just lifted my upper body and tried to like drag my legs. And it was like it's an emergency. No one is going to be carrying someone as big as you, a full adult. Then I think another situation that not threatened me, but shocked me or made me get traumatized in a way because, but I was not even at the scene. But the thought that I would have been there in that time. One that day they bombed three bombs. Three bombs I think went off. Two bombs. We had two bombings recently here. I live the one that killed a lot of people in 2011, 2010. Not sure, but that one killed a lot of people. This one happened near the police station and our parliament. Oh my god. So that morning I was supposed to go and see my mom and I had my friend at home, but by that time, because I was gaining a lot of weight, I told my friend we should wake up and go and jog. So we went to the university and jogged in the field, jogged for so long. And by the time I came back, I was so tired. We had breakfast and I was supposed to go and shower and go to my mom. And then I went to the bed and and slept for like 30 minutes, woke up and went on my phone and we went on TikTok and watched TikTok videos and watched TikTok videos. The next thing we know, we hear a boom. And I tell her, what was that sound? Why does it sound like it's a bomb? And she's like, probably some tire has burst. Next thing we are seeing on the news alert, they have bombed near the parliament. My mom used to work near the parliament. They have bombed a police station. I'm like, what? And then the images that are coming up are so gruesome because some people had been caught up, obviously, in that thing. Cars had been burnt. Oh my God, it looked so bad. But guess what? So the place exactly where the bomb went off is where I love to pass always because it was like the easiest route to get to my mom's. and I used to pass through the parking space so that I can access the building. So I would not go to the front of the building and then go through the elevator. I would come through so that when I entered through the parking space, I would just go straight to the, I don't know, is it the first level? So I was at home and I see this, and they were really gruesome pictures coming on the news that day. I was like, oh my God, I am so, I, I was so sad. I called my mom. I'm like, is everything okay? Because at this point, I'm like, not me. I don't care about me. My mom, is she okay? Because my mom was among the people that actively left office every day. My mom never spent a day in the office the whole day, so she would step out. I ask her, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I just come back from outside, and then I enter office like this, and then something goes off." She's like, you don't even leave home, stay at home." She's like, "Have you set off from home?" I like even thinking about what happened today, because today I was sick and I called my mom and I was crying. But thinking about that moment right now, as a person who has actually developed in my mind and realized how much my mom loves me, it's like thinking back at that moment. My mom has been at the scene, okay, near the scene, because their building was not far from the parliament. Oh yeah, people are always, there is opposition. So our opposition is crazy. And our opposition is obviously supported by your government. So it is not even nice at all. It is not even a joke. America supports our opposition, or the UK and all the other governments support our opposition, which is not, which is crazy because it gets us in trouble. It's like the person who is down. So me, I'm worried about my mom. My mom calls me and she's like, "Are you home?" Because I had called her and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to come there." I actually texted her the day before, so she knew I was coming. She's like, "Where are you? Are you home?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm home. I hadn't left." She's like, "Do not even come here." I'm like, "Yeah, we have had the thing go off." She's like, "The bombs have gone off." Two, like she's like, two sounds have come, but she's like, there is a lot of smoke covering here, that they have told people not to move out of their buildings, to stay there. She's like, the building next to them, so the building opposite their building, the windows were all shattered. Like this is a full what, storage building, and all the windows were shattered. And it's like, my mom is like, "It's so crazy here. You should not even leave home. Just stay home." And then I'm asking her, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm okay as long as you're home." So it's like, for a mother's heart, it's like the first thing that comes to her mind is my child okay. Even today when I called her, I was like, "Mommy, I am sick and I've said this. I'm a crybaby." I was like, "Mommy, I'm not feeling well." She's like, "Sorry." And my mom says it a lot. She's like, "My children are my life." As long as my children are okay, I don't mind. But yeah, that's one moment that also scared me. Yeah, my mom said stay home because she knew I loved that place. Like after that moment, I didn't see that place the same again. She's like, nowadays they left town, so they don't work in town anymore. And she's like, there is nothing she misses about town when it comes to those things. Because remember, that building was 10 floors. So she used to hate it so much. There was this time they got an earthquake, and she's in the building, and she was like, they felt like the building was going like this. And me, I have an earthquake here in the house, and it just goes through like once, and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm now thinking about being in a 10-story building, 10 floors, and I'm like, I would be so scared because me, I get scared easily. But yeah, that's something that happened. I think the one that killed a lot of people was when I was so young. I didn't know, like we heard about the one during that, the World Cup. I don't know if the World Cup was in 2010. I think it's 2010. It's when the the Al Shabaab bombed Uganda. So it's usually rebels from other countries that come and actually bomb our country. Because Ugandans are very peaceful people. I would love to think that, because when you compare them to Kenyans, Kenyans are more, I don't know, vicious. Like if they don't want someone in government, they're going to strike and cause chaos. But that in Uganda is like something people just think about. What if? What if? But those are stories. I also think that because of the Idi Amin regime. People are traumatized and they just don't want that. Like if you've been through something like that, maybe that the next generations, like our generation, will not understand the things because we were not there. We just hear stories. But if you talk to people who had been through that gym, they're like, no, 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 don't tell us any other thing. Oh yeah, it is so annoying. Like they're the biggest troublemakers for us here because it's like the level of instability that they cause. Like recently, when they were talking about when they were doing that you said thing, you said thing, and they were talking about the places that were being funded. I'm like, Sudan, Uganda. So you are the cause of our problems. But it's funny at one point because it's like they deny, 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 deny. Then yeah, we did it. Hi, Josephat. I don't throw any shade on Kenyans. Like as Ugandans, we understand we are the ones that keep things written. We just end on talking, talking. We are oral people, but you guys are like action makers. You guys act. You don't even play when it comes to politics. Like that strike last year, that was crazy. And our government came out and they're like, that could never happen in Uganda. So it's quite crazy. But also, it never takes away that I love my country. I don't think he gave me everything. Like for me, when I've said it before, me in my view, I feel like he has more achievements than any of the presidents that have ever been on power in Uganda. And people don't want to hear that truth, but you even have to think about where Uganda would have been without the expulsion. Probably it would, because you had no power over your government. I don't know about that. I love my life. I don't want to be carried away. Yeah, but also you have to understand that the position that Libya is in today, we got to some point where Libya could lend money to an African nation. Like we even have a mosque built by Libya here. It's one of the biggest mosques. So that's also a tourist site here. One of the biggest mosques in Uganda was built by Gaddafi. And when you look at Africa, I think that because these leaders grew up in an era, most of those old leaders grew up in an era where it was like kingdoms and they inherited power. Yeah, it was sad because I did history, and the more I read into it, I was just getting more and more sad. It was like, yes, he stayed too long, but his people did not suffer. At least for them, they benefited. I'll end on that. And maybe if you look at it, some things are not going to work in certain places. Yeah, it is sad because now Libya is so destroyed. It's like it's not the place where you I remember when I was in like that the time when he was killed. It was like all over the news. My dad could not stop watching Al Jazeera. I just hated that moment. And the pictures that were coming was so bad. Like seeing him and the things that they were saying that had been done to him. Ah, which resources are not theirs? Like there is a limitation to take and take and take and take. Mm. There is a limitation. Like Africa has now developed. It's like not no longer the other inferior place where people just wanted to just benefit themselves. It's like now people are thinking, people are educated, people have gone to Europe, they have seen what is in Europe, they have seen what is in America, they have seen what is in Asia. They want to bring that back home. But then if the people that keep criticizing us as the third world countries don't want to see the best for us, then it's like quite ironic. So it's sad. But yeah, that's the country. That's our country. Oh, I don't know. I think maybe we just need a lot more patriotic people, people who just put Africa first, people who put their countries first. Because it's like everyone you talk to, everyone, they feel like going to America would be the solution to their problems. Mm. Everyone is like, oh, me, if I had a chance to go to another country, they keep on telling me because me, I've got multiple offers in the past before. Even me getting my passport was not through my own money. Someone bought me my passport. But it's like every time someone is making that statement of, oh, for if I had chances like you, I would be out of the country now. I'm like, where are you running to? You're not even thinking about the things that for me I take so long to adjust to new places. I think about the weather. I can't stand cold weather. I think about my grandmother and not being able to come back in time to be there with her. And I already lost someone that was not there with her, with them, my granddad, when he was in his last moments. I was there like the days leading to, but the day before he died, we left to go and see my mom's cousin. So to even think about not being able to be there for my grandmother, who is like one of the most important people in my life, I don't feel like going to another country is for me. Maybe one day when things change and I feel like there is nothing left for me to even fight for here. But yeah, I feel like it's Uganda first in everything. I want my country first. Like you're not going to. I've been to a few countries, two countries only, and I feel like every time I miss home so much. Like I come back and I appreciate my country. I come back and I appreciate my country. I'm like, oh, we are not at that level, but trust me, I prefer home. I prefer home, and we lack that. A lot of people are not patriotic. Like, yes, they preach them. No chance, not even as a joke. You don't do that here, not even as a joke. But if we can advocate for people to love our country more, because even when you talk about, yes, we are going to come here and be like, oh, the government is so bad, but who is the corrupt one? Us. It's us who want to enrich ourselves, who want to make our families more like enriched more than every other person. We prefer to be richer than the other person. But if it was like everyone wants to see a better Uganda or everyone better off, then maybe Libya's dream or what Libya was before would become Uganda today. Because it's like everyone is rotten. Yeah, we do. That's the thing with Uganda. It's like even how do the people in the foreign countries get to us? It's like they get to one person. The moment you get in the head of one person, you're going to pollute a lot of people. So it's easy for them because it's like I'm going to give you money. Like how much? What is your price? Everyone has a price. They know that. Like you even know here that you have to give someone a bribe. Oh my god, it's not as bad there. Yeah, that is it. So it's like everyone has a price, even if they're not talking in like shillings and they're talking in like dollars, like they still have a price. Even the people that you think have a lot of money, they still have a price to them. It's like how it's so easy to be sold out by the people that you think are supposed to benefit you. Like I have been so disappointed seeing some things, or let me not even bring it in the context of politics, just even on the day-to-day life. Someone who is supposed to protect you, you see them turn against you so easily, and you're like, you're going to do this to someone that you love one day if you keep on doing it to others. Like today it is me, you don't know anything about me, but the next time it's going to be your family. And even when you look at it in the bigger sense, that we are still family at the end of the day. So you're already selling out family. It's like everyone has a price here in Africa. You don't care that the future tomorrow is going to take, like your children are going to be a part of it because they're in Africa. We have children. Like you just have to be barren not to have children, or decide not to have children, or just fail to find someone to have children with. But it's like they have children. It's hard to find a family and someone is like, oh, me, I didn't have kids out of choice. Those ones are like 1%, 0.1, 0.0001%. I know it is hard to defend people, African people, and there is going to come a time where we can't be like, oh, it's the Europeans' fault because they were. And trust me, I watch a show, and if I say it here, everyone will hate me. But I disagree with her a lot because for them, they be like, oh, the effects of slavery and colonialism have gone away. No, they have not gone away because even now they still try to control the narrative. Like I remember that time when our parliament was trying to pass that controversial bill for most people, controversial to most countries. Like how we got threatened. I was like, these people are standing in the middle of their parliament. They advocate for free speech and then go ahead and be like, okay, free speech has a limit. So, what difference are they from Amin, who used to be like, you have the freedom of speech, but the freedom after your speech is not guaranteed because it's like, that is the world today. You have freedom of speech, but the freedom after that is not guaranteed. No one has guaranteed freedom of freedom after speech. You have freedom of speech, but you don't have the guarantee that you'll be free after that. That was a mean for you. He told people the truth. Now people just lie to others. Oh, freedom of speech, democracy. But you're doing exactly the opposite. So I don't understand the world today. I feel like the people who are we judge people and yet we are doing the same thing. You know how Ecclesiastes says that the world moves in a circular motion? It's the same thing. History is repeating itself. The people that pretended that they were fighting, oh, for our rights, oh, now they are not because freedom of speech, it's like we are fighting for a certain group of people. Yeah, actions are very different. So for me, I've even gotten to a point where it's like, if they say that don't speak about this, if you know that politics will get me carried away in a drone, I'm not going to speak about it because you're going to be the what? The hero. They'll sing your name until you're in that van and your family is the one to struggle. Like I was in court and I saw a different story and I was like, these people that keep telling the children to come out, oh, we are going to overthrow the government, you go, and then they're not even coming to help these children after they have been arrested. And I'm like, stop. Me? I'm not going to be caught up in that. Let it find me in my house, but I'm not going to get involved in that because I love my life too much. The way you love your life. Because these are the same people that are rushing to fly out their children to America, you know. And then they are leaving our children that cannot afford to go to America, that cannot even afford to be in school. And then they're like, "Oh, we are fighting for your freedom." Which freedom are you fighting for? Because not mine. Eh? So for me, I'm tired of the hypocrisy. Like, let me be a coward, but I'm tired of the hypocrisy because you're preaching one thing and doing the total opposite. So I feel like that's the weakness when it comes to Africa. Like we have the potential. Like Africa could survive on its own without even the forces. But it's like, yeah, that is exact. Like, you know how the Kenyan came and then they were like, it's different. The Kenyans organized a strike. It was successful. Like when they decided to go and raid the parliament, they raided that. Ugandans, do you know how they hyped that much to parliament here in Uganda? And then they arrested people. Or they arrested people. People were in prison. I felt so sad for them because in my head I was like, you really had hope. But these Ugandan people, you feel like the people that you want to, you think people want to be saved so much, but they're the ones that are going to make a joke of you because you've not succeeded. Like that is day to day. Even when you even remove it from the context of politics and bring it into the day to day life, the very people that will hype you will be the same people that will criticize you. It's not going to be different. The very people that are going to uplift you are the ones that are going to run to everyone and be like, "Oh, you think they're very successful? No, they did this and this. Oh, you think this and this? No, they did this and this." It's the same people that walk in our circles that know things about us that sell us out. So for me, I have given up when it comes to even fighting for people. The things of you're doing law, go and do human rights. I'm like, so let my children suffer. There is no leader that is going to do that. There is no leader because people look at what they can gain. Someone is looking about, like, we have people here that their children have never even spent a day in Uganda. They don't even know what it means to live a normal day in Uganda. But there are the same people that are on the pulpits preaching to these people that cannot even put food on their table. And they're like, and they're like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm just like, why don't you just what? Stop. You're putting people's children in trouble. People who cannot even afford to put food on their table. Just stop. Your child has never spent a day in Uganda. They don't even know what it means to be sick, and you cannot afford to go and buy just paracetamol. So stop. Stop convincing these people that there is hope, and yet you're giving us hope and then running to America the next chance you get to run out. For you have a steady visa. The embassy could just like give you the visa anytime and you run out. There are people that cannot even run out. It's Uganda. Like we have nothing left except for the country to work. There was a meme one time where they're like, "Oh, people are getting a lot." They were doing a statistics, I think, and they were talking about how most people are going to foreign countries, and then someone was like, "No, you all have to stay here and suffer." I was like, "Yes, we should all stay here because this is the country that we have created." At the end of the day, there was a leader that was strictly no corruption. The country was at zero debt. They didn't like his policies. There is a person who has let you enjoy this and this. You still want better. It's the people that have something that are fighting for more. The ones that have nothing, we have given up. Me, I gave up. When I just enjoy my life. That's it. This is Kampala. Just enjoy your life. You're better off than your parents suffering because at the end of the day, I don't want my mom suffering because of choices that I made. Because I know when you realize that your parents live an okay life, like I see how my mom stresses. Yeah, I see how my mom stresses when even just I'm sick, I just have a headache, and I think about being carried away in a drone, and maybe I have been taken to an unknown destination. How would my mom handle that? Why does it sound like there is someone? So I think about that and I just be like, don't get me engaged. Me, politics is not my thing, trust me. I have done law, but I have never thought about litigating. I've never thought about litigating. I want my mom not to have headaches. Hi, James. Long time no see. How are you doing? Like, I don't want my mom to get headaches because of my choices. So it's better off I just sit back and just try to make the best of what I have. If the money comes in, amen. If it doesn't, I wait for the next day because there are people that cannot even afford to put food on a table on a daily and they even have a family and you have no choice but to put food on the table. Guys, I was telling my friend a story. I was telling her when I was younger, one day my mom didn't have money in the house. So me, I insisted that I wanted. When I come there, I will run for president. We shall hype you up. If you're Ugandan, then you can run for president. But if you're not a Uganda citizen, you can't run for president. So I go to my mom. I was like 7. I go to my mom. I tell her, "Mommy, I am hungry." And then she tells me, "My daughter, I don't have money." So I go back and I play. Come back. And I tell her, "Mommy, I am so hungry." And then she's like, "I don't have money." So I'm waiting for someone to send me money. When they send me money, we shall go and buy food. I go back, play. And I played until I could not play anymore. So I came back and I told my mom, "I am so hungry." My mom tells me, "Okay, you go and bring the knife, cut a piece of meat, and then go and eat." But just so now I'm thinking about it as I was telling my friend that story. And I'm like, by the time a parent tells you, come and cut a piece of meat on me and go and eat, because I feel like she was defeated. She knew she didn't have money. She had no of having the money. My mom hated to borrow from people, so she used not to go to shops and be like, "Oh, give me, I'll bring you money." Even when she knew the money would be coming in that evening, she would not ask for that money. So to even think that my mom got to a point where she was like, "You really need that, that food so much? Come and cut a piece of me and eat," because I think she was so overwhelmed. Now that I am grown up and I have struggled to get some money at some point, I understand where she was coming. Because you can look for money in this our Kampala. Ooh, and you go back when even the transport that you had is nowhere to be found. The transport to take you back home is nowhere to be found. So it's really funny sometimes, but it's also sad. But for me, I feel like I cannot compare myself to people who are already struggling because I thank God I've had food on my table, and I'm not saying that to brag, but it's like there were days where food could not come in, and you're like, how will this week end? When will it end? And I feel for people who actually have kids because when you have a child, even on the worst days, like now today, when like usually when I am sick, I'm just like, let me just go home and I sleep. And you think about people who have children, even on the days when they are sick and they're at work and they could just close the business and come home. And they're like, I can't close the business because if I go home, what will they eat tomorrow? So it's really sad. And I think also that thought keeps me in check a lot of times because I'm like, now I cannot. Now I cannot have children yet. So it has also helped me in a way not to have children very early because you think about everything. It's like you're making strategies. Like I don't have a choice after I have a child, but I have a choice now to make find the right person. Like there are women that are marrying men because they're handsome. And I'm like, you're marrying a man because he's handsome. Will his handsomeness bring food on the table the next day? He will starve in the house. And the next thing he will do is look smart for the next woman that can marry him. People joke in my country. I don't know if it happens everywhere, but people are a joke. You're marrying a handsome man. I also like handsome men, but I'm not marrying the handsome man yet. So yeah, it's quite funny, you know. But yeah, for me it's Uganda or Uganda. Uganda has to work for me. And I believe one day Uganda is going to be a great country in the world. Like even the potential that they have in different aspects. I feel like I'm going to pitch my country to other people until they can't do it anymore. Until every time they see black, yellow, red, they'll be like, who, Uganda. They do not even be like, which country is that? They'll just be like, oh, that is Uganda. But if one day I decide to get married somewhere else and I go to live with my husband, don't forget that I still love my country. love just love just takes the first position. I need a man too. We are the adults of tomorrow. The people are going to look up to. And it is like every day you go out and you're like, I am struggling when I am alone. And you think about our parents, like the salary that they got and how they're even able to maintain life for different children. That is when they say children are in a way a blessing. It's like every child, my friend made a statement and it stayed with me for a long time. She was like, when she was younger, she was so excited for her brothers and sisters to finally leave because in her mind, she was like, if they leave, that means there is more money for me. And then her brother and sister left, and there was only money enough to sustain her to keep her in school just long enough until she finishes. And she was like, it's like God sends every child with a grace to provide for them. Because she was like, why is it that when the other people were there, my mom could take care of all those people and pay their tuition, their fees in school, and they were staying in school, they were feeding, they were dressing, they were doing everything. And then finally these guys leave. And she's like, her mom can only afford to take care of her. And she was like, how is that possible? And then she was like, I have come to realize that every child comes with their own grace to sustain them. Because even when I look at my story, it's like, how was my mom able to put me through those schools? If you guys are writing messages, I'm not seeing them because my things are not working. I think it has stopped working. So if you guys are writing and I'm not responding, it's because this thing is not showing anything. But if you're not writing, that's also okay. But yeah, so it's been a long time, but for me, I don't regret anything. I feel like maybe if I grew up with more siblings, if my mom had more children, maybe because I was a baby for too long. 10 years. I was a baby. So people say I act like a baby. Even when things don't go right, like I just go to my mom and I'm like, Mommy, this and this, because it's like my mom was a baby. I am a baby. My brother is a baby. And mom is like, I have two babies. She's like, I have my child, my daughter, and I have my son. So for me, it is that for me when it comes to things. Yeah, guys, if you're new here, please subscribe. Don't just listen and go away. Subscribe. I don't know if you guys are writing messages because I can't see anything. Mike, are you there? I can't see anything. And it's frustrating because I think about it and I'm like, is it because the thing has gone off nowadays? YouTube does me dirty some point. Like I can't see any messages, but then I know people are texting. He actually sent the photos. It looks so good. Well, guys, I will send you the video tomorrow. Oh, my mommy's daughter. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Shows my nails. Guys, if you're new here, please subscribe as I celebrate my photos. Aww. Ooh-wee. Chocolate and caramel. Ooh-wee. Thank you. Thank you and good night. If you guys are writing anything, I can't see it. I can't see it. Chocolate and caramel. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Let me first save this to the cloud. Ooh-wee. There is nothing you guys can tell me now. Nothing. We're just gonna edit things now. Edit things now. Let me back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Show me how you want it, my baby. Bring it tack. Waga. There we go. One for daddy. Jaka collably kabadi. All eyes on you. Tucheza paka cheza. Galilando, one if you know one by one makes a bundle. Back it up, back it up. Mark. Mm. Show me how you want it, my baby. Yeah, guys, say something in the chat. There we go. Wifey daddy. Ah, the network has been gracious when it came to you guys. The moment I go off this live, I'm supposed to sleep because I have a morning class. But the moment I go off this live, I'm going to edit. I'm going to make a thumbnail so that by tomorrow morning, before 10, we get a video. But yeah, since you guys don't want to talk to me, I think I should end this because why you all just telling me. Anyways, guys, good night. Stay safe. Subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed in all things. Make sure you're subscribed, 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 and stay safe. Yeah. Peace out. Subscribe, guys. Above all things, subscribe. I'm giving you a minute to subscribe. Like a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds. You subscribe. Then next time we meet and we talk. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. I don't know why YouTube is bringing more people, and yet after like some time ago it had refused to bring people, and now I want to conclude the live. Now it is bringing more people, and yet me, I'm excited about my photos. The guys, can you even? Can you even? Can you even? My mother's daughter, guys. My mother's daughter. My mother's daughter. Let me answer my mother this pics.